This video is to introduce the final project in this publication design course, and that is to create a museum exhibition brochure. This is going to be a quicker project than the first two. Just I like to end the semester on with a little bit of a breather and something that you guys can do pretty quickly. This is just going to take you a couple weeks, but I thought it would be really fun. Publication design isn't always long magazines or books or editorials. Sometimes it can be as simple as a brochure. In this case, we're going to do a four-fold brochure, which is 8 pages. And I want you to have the opportunity to just explore different formats, different folding techniques, and that kind of thing. So again, this project hasn't been done before by any YSU student. This is a new project. So the examples I have are just some things that I found online, just different ways that people have folded museum brochures, from the MoMA. I think this is from the MoCA. Again, the MoMA, and this is just like a template, and you guys will be working with mock-ups as well. But you can see how this is actually just a 2-fold, so yours will be a 4-fold. So this would be more of an example of a 4-fold. This is an interesting way to fold. You could fold your brochure out into a poster if you wanted to, as long as it has 4 folds. And in this case, I would definitely recommend, getting out a piece of paper, just experimenting with different folds, and just, kind of seeing what you could do that would be pretty creative. And you're actually going to pick an exhibition from one of the archives of the Akron Art Museum. So if you click this link, it'll take you to the Akron Art Museum Exhibition Archive, and you can see they've got an archive of all of their past shows. And if you dig further and go all the way down to the bottom, you can see that this goes pretty far back. So I would definitely explore the different exhibitions, see which one might, speak to you in a different way, or if you like the particular artwork. There's all different kinds of art, from abstract to children's picture books to photography. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on one, and you're going to kind of look through it and pick one, but you'll notice they all come with images. So you're going to use the images that they have posted online, and then you're going to use the blurb. So you have the blurb, you have the images, you've got the dates, the person who sponsored it, the name. In some cases, you've got the logo of the foundation, which I want you guys to also use, and also you'll be using the Akron Art Museum logo. So you'll take that copy, those images, and then you will create a museum exhibition brochure of your own. The other thing that you could do is you could visit, I kind of went to the Adobe Stock website. And you can just see, I just looked up 4-fold brochures, and you can see different kinds. A lot of them are accordion folds. Some of them are, square format. This obviously is a 3-fold, so you want to make sure you do 4-fold. I thought this one was really interesting, that square format where it's kind of more of a gatefold that comes into play. But you can, again, always explore your own kind of folds. But that is, that link is also available. So just make sure that you read through the project statement. I'm not going to read through the whole thing now, but, following the instructions. One thing about the images that I do want to point out is usually for print, you would open your images in Photoshop, make sure that they are the correct size, which normally would be, around 4x6, 5x7 at 300 ppi. In this case, because you are grabbing these images from the internet, I will accept 150 ppi. I did test a few of them, and they should be okay. Or if you happen to like the artist and want to find different images, I think that's fine, but I prefer that you just use them from the archive. But that's the only thing to look out for. But you'll pick your own color palette, typefaces, all the things that we've been working on throughout your time at Youngstown State. And I think you should have a lot of fun with this project. So read through the project statement, watch this video. I also recommend watching, I'm going to have another mini lecture just talking about designing brochures, getting started, looking at different formats. When you find that format, figuring out how to put those in InDesign. I highly recommend use InDesign. I suppose you could probably use Illustrator if you wanted to, but really InDesign is the best and easiest way to deal with photography and a lot of text. So So make sure you watch that micro lecture too. But I think this should be a fun final project. And please email me if you have any questions after watching this video.